Hey everyone, it's Akire and Blade again. This is another creature video. This time we are here on Crystal Palace and we are going to be looking at Aurli. And quite handily, Buzz has placed these mega view signs here with the stats for these creatures. So rather than going on memory, you can see the actual info on the mob. So we're starting with weak and going up to queen, ranging from 1500-ish HP up to 4,500. What it doesn't give us here is the size of the hits, which, give me a moment, I can pull up from Entropedia. We are looking at damage levels of 77 through to 185 on the queens. Now there is a little bit of discord between the damage type stated here and the damage type stated on Entropedia. Here it's saying impact stab of 50-30, whereas on Entropedia it's saying 40-40. So that in real terms isn't going to make a huge amount of difference to most people, because the armors that you're going to need to protect in stab, acid and cut are arguably going to have the impact protection there as well. Now for these mobs you really want to be pumping out around 70 damage per second or more to make it a worthwhile experience for yourself. If you don't put the damage per second down, you're going to get hit a lot more, which means you're going to incur a lot more on decay for your armor and for your heal tool. Now I'm coming up here a bit ahead of my time. I have been up here quite a few times. I don't think I've been up here since I last shipped out. So this could go horribly wrong. Today I'm going to be using the Viceroy armor because that's where I've got my plates housed, and they have the pieces on the Viceroy have the protection levels in the right kind of areas, although I don't think they're going to be great enough. But Gremlin is quite a good armor up here, and Gremlin's around the same kind of values. I've got the 5Bs attached here, which are going to help, but the problem with 5Bs, as many of you know, they have very low durability. So once the durability goes, they just start becoming almost useless pretty quickly. So this is where having a lot of skill in evade comes into play. I just need to go and buy some ammo and head to the dome. I'm not going to be showing us the queen level mobs in dome. I assume dome 4 is still up here. I'm just going to go to dome 1 and check out the weak level. Owlies there. So you get the occasional soldier spawn in there. Which one is 1? That one. This doesn't bode well. What are they doing out there? They shouldn't be out there. In fact, it is. It's looking quite a bit different in here. It's been so long since I've been up here that they've actually changed it all again. Now around here, well, that may have moved, but there is some kind of entranceway to a different type of Aurli. But I don't have the relevant mission chain sorted out for that. Okay, so this one's decided to come get some. Now, even at level 10 Evader, the hits aren't coming in too great, which is handy. And with the protection level that I've got, the damage is spread over the various damage points on the armor, so the hits aren't coming in too great. But as soon as you start getting greater than the weak level, this armor's going to start to struggle to protect against the mobs. Now, what you have to watch up here is multiple mob aggravation. They see you from miles away. In fact, it almost feels like you're running around with a couple of stakes around your neck. Now, I don't particularly fancy having too many of them on me at once. It also doesn't seem like anyone else is in here at the moment. So I just wait, because I've just killed one, I wait about 10 seconds or more before I decide to go and tag another one. Because I want to avoid those spawn-ons. As you can see, they've got quite an aggressive regeneration as well, so you don't want to be dying up here. The Aurlis didn't used to be as bad as this, but they got back in a while ago. They became a lot stronger and had I don't think they regened at all previously, and then all of a sudden they started regenning. So if you die, there is a chance, if it's a very busy room and there's lots of mobs flying around, there's a chance you don't get back to your mob before it's fully regened. Now, the thing with the Aurli is they hit twice as their hit rate is, I would say, twice as fast as other mobs. You know when you're hitting well above your weight when you get those green things like that all the time. Oh, am I going to make it? There we go. Yeah, so they hit quite often, and this really results in massive decay bills at the end of the hunt. Now, when you get more skilled, they could. I think we're looking at, say, level 20 or Vader up. They become a lot more easy to manage, and when they start adding up on you, they don't hit quite as much. But it certainly is very different up here now, because you could actually not see from end to end, and you'd end up having to run through areas not knowing whether it was your mob or another mob that's just spawned there, and made things quite difficult. This looks a bit more easy, a little bit more open. I guess if it's busy in here, hunters will tend to go around the outsides like they did normally and just kind of pick off from the center. But because it's flat at the top, it's got much greater visibility up here now. I think that counts as a mini. What is going on? Give me that, thank you. Now, Aurlis are renowned for giving all-time high loots, but they, the level mobs I'm hunting now, I'm not sure what they produce. I mean, I tend to use the figures that, so that you look at the level, and these are level 41s. I pretty much times that by 1,000, and that's roughly the kind of loot capability they've got. You could probably give or take a couple of K. But it used to be the case that the small ones would probably only give you like about 20k if you were exceptionally lucky. And the big ones would go up to about 34. But now they're running around a level 85 for the queens, and so realistically you could see 85k out of those now. There's a soldier there now. He's probably going to be a bit too difficult for me. But what can happen in the bigger mobs is they tend to hit harder, but less often. But it's not always the case. You know, there were some mobs where the guardian level would be just ridiculously much stronger than say alpha, which, you know, obviously alpha's a greater level than guardian, but it was the way in some cases. Let me see, I'm getting off lightly here. I'm kind of liking how the Viceroy's holding up. It's the first time I've been up here with the Viceroy armor. I have got adjusted pixie. You could actually use adjusted pixie with plates up here, but it would be hard work. This is making it slightly less hard work. Again, that's all superseded by the amount of skill you've got. Let's wait a short while. Make sure I don't get any more spawn. Oh, that was nice. The Aurlis have a tendency to global quite often, but you have to put that into perspective. Lots of people up here laying down lots of ammunition, obtaining lots of decay. There's a lot of ped being thrown around up here in some of the busy times. At the moment it's just dead up here, which is interesting to see. Also a little worrying, because it obviously means that my run here could turn out to be quite nasty. But I am happy that the terrain here is a little more open. The dome seems actually bigger. That might be just a perception thing, but yeah, I'm pretty sure this is much bigger. Which I'm sure Buzz is happy about. Yeah, there we go, there's the spawn on. I don't like them to get me too far down on health all the time, because those crits come in thick and fast on these sometimes. And it's probably a good indicator to get the hell out of dodge if you're getting too many crits, because basically your luck levels are just through the floor. And then we get use lag. So none too impressive on the loot at the moment. With regards to the actual loots you can get off of these, there are numerous items. Let me just pull some up for us while I target this one. So we are looking at combustive attack nano chips, combustive strike chips, I'm pretty sure the Enigma, yeah, Emic Enigma L1, Emic X5, and the all-important ESIs, which are great at 200%, which is what they're currently running around. So the loots, because you're hitting a much harder mob, those kinds of loots are a bit more often than say on easier mobs, but still in relative terms they're not going to be, you're not going to be seeing that every hunt. Of course, the great thing about Aurlis is they drop things like alien blood and other various alien parts, and those are actually quite useful, more useful than some of the old, wolves and whatnot that you get off of a great many other creatures in Entropia. And I think one of the nice earners is refining those into alien biogenic gel, which can be used in the adjusted, improved and modified blueprints, which kind of spice things up. Although for some things it does seem like little point, but at the end of the day you're actually spending more per click if you bought the alien biogenic gel. So this increases your loot chances, or increases the size potential of the loot. So of course these things aren't a dead cert. Yeah, see, these crits are coming in. I should probably stop, but you never know. There's iron missions and bronze missions with these Aurlis, and I believe you have to hit the 10k mission to unlock the cave system up here, and I think nowhere near doing that, and that started a long time ago. See, I'm only on stage 5, so yeah, I'm a long way off being able to go in that cave, which is a bit sad, but being given how long I've been mucking about in here. Now when it's really busy up here, I do tend to go first person. I don't need to right now, it's just a matter of preference, I guess, most of the time, but when you're surrounded by these things, being in third person is it's a bit of a ball ache, to be fair, and it's just easy to get down into first person, hold your finger down on the trigger, right click to loot, move on to the next. And they do tend to spam you, so they'll circle you, hit you loads, and they're quite a big mob as well, and you end up not being able to see yourself, and they're with their arms flailing about, so it's just better off being in first person. But of course, if third person works for you up here, then you know, that's fine. Oh, see, now I've made my classic mistake here. And that's why you should wait. And I was being impatient because I'm recording, and I did not wait. So now I've got two of them spamming my armor, and I'll be spamming my FAP in a minute. Thankfully the hits aren't coming in too big, but I just know one of them's going to crit me in a minute. I'll be lucky if I get away with that. Now, like I said before, I really am not skilled enough to be up here, to be fair. I'm right the way down at level 40 odd, so I really even shouldn't be using this gun. But it's my old faithful, and I have a hard time not using it. Now, one handy tip I can give to prospective novices at hunting Aurli is, if you do find yourself all of a sudden surrounded by 4, 5, 6 of these things, take your armor off, take the death, come back. It's just the best way, because you can soon rack up so much cost against your armor decay. It just becomes ridiculous, and you'll have spent in decay more than you took out in ammo. It can happen. It really helps to have a tagging rifle up here as well. It's really a given. It doesn't have to be the biggest gun in the world. Because of the regen, I would say it's kind of pointless trying to take their health down with something like the ARR I'm using right now. The reload is just too slow to make any significant impact on the mob, and they'll be regenning 50% of what I've taken off them. So it's literally for tagging only. And quite often, you know, especially if it's busy up here, you can tag a mob and it will run to someone else. And you know, in those situations, quite often it's probably better just to laugh it off, watch it go, and nail someone else, and and tag a different one. If you're running with an improved Mark II AMP, then obviously you can range these things with one of those, because they're pretty much like the improved M2870, but with all the range. So there are various options that you can just use flat out. I mean, you know, if you've got a decently spec'd, you know, in tier level Mechlin lock blip rifle, then you could just use that all day long. Too far. See, I'm not really taking it down very much, and then it's just clicked up again. So you should just tag. You know, something like a Marber plasma rifle is probably a good idea. Not massive damage, not massive cost, but lots of range. Some of the newer options, like the N-Kid's rifles, they're probably good options to use for tagging as well. Hey, we got some loot there. It's only a 64 penner, but nice little bone piece there. I mean, I don't know if they're worth much these days, actually. They used to be worth quite a lot of money, and a lot of us used to spend our time up here farming for these things. 150%, so, well, okay, so I'll take that. That's like another 7 ped on top of that. Not bad, not bad. There we go. This is some of the alien acid. Now this is one of the ingredients. Oh, look at that, 2000%. See, now that was almost worthless back in the day, but now because it's used in this alien biogenic gel, it seems to be worth a lot more money, which is all good. We like that. We have to make our time up here worth it. Let's get my pet out. I realised that. Oh, I can't summon a pet up here. Okay, well that's something to note. Oh, strong. Now that's quite a lot of mob for me. But I say, why the hell not? See, he's quite aggressive. Now, I'm going to be in trouble here, I think, because a couple of them just... Whoa! A couple of them just spawned down the bottom there, so I'm a bit close to them. So now I'm getting use lag as well. That's real handy. Yeah. It is handy to kind of punch above your weight. Just see what you can do. This is probably not a good idea for me. Now what you are in danger of here, and what I'm very much aware of right now, is that if this mob kills me, I'm quite close to the teleporter. What they can do is, as soon as you've teleported in, is run right at you. Yep, this is what I was afraid of. Oh dear. So, you can come straight... Oh, this isn't good. Okay. No. This one. So you can teleport in, and it runs straight at you, and you've lost your kill. And hopefully it's far enough away, so I'm just going to skiff off round the side here. Because I don't want it to run directly at the teleport. come over here. Oh, use lag straight away. So now what I'm doing is I'm back walking away from the teleporter, just in case he gets me again. And there we go. Not a great haul. Yeah, see now I've been here a short while. I would say this dome is at least 4 times bigger than it used to be. Although a little more rounded off in the corners. Now what you used to get in Dome 1 was this occasional spawn of a Kreltin. I don't know if that's still true. I'd like to think it was, because it's kind of funny. It was nothing like hunting these forevermore, and then all of a sudden this tiny little Kreltin young, and then you get a global on it, and you'd be like, oh, for goodness sake. There we go, a bit more luck there. I've globaled more than I took out in ammo, which is a good situation to be in. Another tactic I would like to share is that if you're hunting, which I was there, because this is what we all like to do. But if you're hunting one of these things and then another one adds up on you. And then you die because it crits you or double crits you or whatever unfairly, then you come back and stay at a distance, tag the one that added up on you, get it killed at the turret, and then go back for the original mob. What this will do is stop the risk of you being hit in the same way again. And also reduce the amount of decay you're going to get on your ammo when trying to finish off the mob you were working on. So it's often a tactic to use there. Alternatively, you could tag towards you the mob you were working with, but the problem there is that you end up dragging it closer to the turret, and if you're unlucky and you get crit again, the next time it's probably going to run to the turret. That would be bad. That would be a bad situation. And that many a time has caused me to rage quit hunting Aurli. Let's just wait a moment. What we want to do is clean up around. Oh, look, there he goes. Popped up right behind me. And there's the Kreltin! Let's go and take him out. So there's a symbiotic relationship between them. So I killed an Aurli and yet a Kreltin has just spawned. So it gives you an idea of how the spawns work on a land area. And when you've got enough skill, it is actually possible to put on Goblin and a set of 5 bees and hunt Kreltins. Perfectly doable. But again, you need to have that skill. That defensive skill. You also need to be putting down the damage per second to make that evade work for you. Now that right there shouldn't be possible. Mob's minding its own business. Shot comes out of nowhere. How the hell does it evade it? Really? It's just not right at all. Well, that concludes our video today on Aurli. If you have any questions or comments, please put them in the comments below the video. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Bye everyone. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button. And also, don't forget to subscribe for more Entropia Universe videos. Right, I better step off this thing before I fall off. Ah!